Hi, Gary here. You know, every time Apple came out with a new product or there was some new hot toy for Christmas or something like that, you'd see these lines forming. People even had tents, in the cold weather, day before so they can be the first ones in to get it out. They really are suffering from a thing we call FOMO, F-O-M-O, and that's fear of missing out. And sometimes that emotional fear can make it so bad that you end up with something you find out you really don't need, don't want, and it didn't make any sense. You got caught up in the time and the moment and everything else. This is particularly very worrisome to a lot of us when it comes to technology, because we're constantly being hit with new technology coming out. So if you go back a few years and think about, you're now probably texting, and you have a smartphone, and you're doing email, and maybe you're on Facebook or Twitter or some of the other social media, but most likely when you did all that, you took some time to think about how you could integrate it into your life rather than jumping in the front of the line and then finding out it was just one more thing you didn't need to have that made your life a lot more confusing. So you can have the money be able to buy you anything, but what's important is it's just not buying anything, it's a thing that's appropriate for you. So what I find when I'm looking for new technology, what I look at is my own behaviors. I kind of look at myself and say, well, how do I actually operate in the world? And then I look at this new technology. And if it's not the way I normally operate, I wait a while to make sure that I'm not going to bring something in that I end up hating and getting rid of or making my life a lot more confusing and erratic and just making it difficult to live. So my suggestion is when you do look at new technology, first think about how it would fit into the way you operate, the behaviors that you like to exhibit, and how you want to do things, then determine whether or not it's going to bring extra value, make life simpler, make it so that it's easier to do things you did before in a different manner, and then integrate this technology into the other technologies. It can be really confusing, and sometimes you got to wait a year or two to be able to do that rather than jumping on that train because you're fearing of missing out and you get into that FOMO mode, which doesn't do anybody any good, especially you. So until next time, enjoy.